Okay, so here's the problem with mixed methods research design. Mixed methods research, of course, is research involving the mixing of qualitative and quantitative elements in one study. However, and this is very important, you have to understand that just because you have qualitative and quantitative methods in your study does not necessarily qualify your study as a mixed methods study. Anyway, to understand the problem and what the mistake that some of you or lots of you are making, we have to cover very quickly, very briefly, a couple of common mixed methods designs. I do have a video where several videos, I have a whole playlist where I go through each of these in detail, as well as go through the analysis in this kind of studies, but very briefly. So to give it a structure now, imagine we're doing a study. We have to have a structure. It will be easier to understand this way. We're doing a study of jaywalking, illegally crossing the street. There is a place in our town. People keep crossing the street in that spot every day. It's not where they're supposed to do it because there is a crosswalk right over there, but they cross it here. It leads to problems, obviously, with traffic and possibly, accidents and injury. So we are tasked with this research. We're trying to understand this situation. And now we decided to employ mixed methods. We have a couple of choices. Firstly, there are so many different types. There are so many different classifications of mixed methods designs, but let's go through the main three, probably most common ones, as defined and described by Creswell and Clark. So we're starting with the first kind of combination, which is a concurrent or convergent design. This basically means that we're using both qualitative and quantitative elements simultaneously at the same time, and pretty much independently from each other. So we're gathering, maybe we're doing some survey, maybe we have some ideas for what to ask in a survey, or maybe we're observing people crossing the street, and at the same time we're also talking to people, asking them why they do it, where are they going, why wouldn't they go to that crosswalk. So basically we're doing these things independently, but remember, and this is important, we will bring these two together at the end. I do have a video where I specifically talk about data analysis in mixed methods study, and that's where I explain it in detail. Now the next one, so another possibility for a mixed methods design, which is very popular, and it's a sequential design. Sequential design where one follows the other, and not just that, and this is the key point to our problem that I will discuss in this video. They're not just following each other, they're building upon each other. So not necessarily each other, one builds upon the other. That's how it works. So now if we want to do an exploratory design, for example, we'll start with a qualitative component. We're starting with a qualitative component. We want to, for example, talk to people. We're interviewing people and asking them, why is it that they do it? Why do you do it? Where are you going? Are you in a rush? Why do we do it? Why do we need that qualitative component? As everybody or lots of people seem to know, qualitative methods are, of course, this is the most cited kind of statement. They help us gain insights into individual perspectives, perceptions, beliefs, emotions, and so on and so forth. However, another key reason why we may decide to employ qualitative methods, especially in a mixed methods design such as this one, so exploratory design, is specifically to develop quantitative methods. So of course there are arguments which one is better, qualitative, quantitative. I always say they're obviously both equally good. It depends what you're trying to explore, and in this case they complement each other, and we need that qualitative component to develop that quantitative component. Because what if we don't know what to ask in the survey? This is a common situation. There are under-researched phenomena and studies where there's simply nothing we know we should or we can ask in the survey because we don't understand that situation or that phenomenon. So I may now, based on my qualitative part, I can start asking questions in the survey. I'm in a hurry, agree, strongly agree, disagree, and so on and so forth. I'm going to work, I'm going to school. Basically, now I have this understanding from talking to people. Now I can develop this quantitative component. So you can see how strongly these two are linked and how they overlap. And finally, the other way around, so an explanatory design is where I start with the survey, because maybe that's the main point for me is I have some ideas what to put on a survey. So that's what I do. That's my main primary method. But then I decide, you know what, I need to understand these responses a little bit better, because people, maybe, so many people chose strongly agree here. I don't know why. I need to understand more. Or maybe there is an open-ended question and people pointed something out. And again, it confuses me, and I feel like I need to get to the bottom of this. So I will follow up with qualitative methods. So again, you can see that the quantitative part strongly influences the qualitative part, because I'm building now this interview guide, developing the interview guide based on the responses from the quantitative part, just like I did, but the other way around in the previously discussed design. And this is exactly leads us to the point and the mistake that I want to address in this video. In many designs, in many attempts to employ a mixed method design in their study, people just don't have that relationship, that overlap between the methods. They simply have, for whatever reason, like I said, very often is this external pressure. They have this let's say survey or questionnaire. They have some interviews or focus groups, but there is no real connection between these two. There's no real reason why you need both. So that's very important. Like I said, it does not necessarily, you can triangulate different methods and that's fine, but it doesn't always mean it's a mixed methods design, which is, again, it's not a bad thing. You don't always have to have a mixed methods design, but it's just important to understand this strong relationship between the different components of a study in a mixed methods design. That's it. I hope that you learned something important about mixed methods in this video. Please like the video if you did, share it with others if you think that they can benefit from this kind of instruction. And remember, if you need a more tailored, more specific individual support, feel free to explore my website for all kinds of services that I offer that cover all range and all different stages of research planning and implementation.